If you want to run a successful eBay business, you need more than just great products. You need the right foundation. And that foundation comes down to your business policies. Think about it. When buyers land on your listing, the very first things that they notice are your shipping times, return options, and payment methods. These details can make the difference between someone scrolling past your item or clicking buy now. And the good news is that setting up your business policies is quick, simple, and once they're in place, they work behind the scenes to make your store look professional and trustworthy. So in this guide, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your eBay business policies step by step, covering payment methods, returns, and shipping, so you can boost your buyer confidence, rank higher in search results, and also make more sales. Alright, so let's start this video. When buyers view your listings, the first things that they notice are delivery times, return options, and payment methods, correct? All of this information is just pulled directly from your business policies. For example, here I can see that the policies for this eBay seller has set, for example, look at this. The shipping method is standard, so it's shipping with no extra charge for delivery. Delivery time frame, the expected delivery window is clearly shown between 4 to 6 days. And returns, buyers have 30 days from the date that they receive the product to the date that they return it for free, with the seller covering the return shipping costs. And payment method, all available payment methods options are listed for buyers to choose from. As you can see, the seller's policies cover shipping, returns, and the payment methods. These are the key areas that we're going to discuss in detail, so follow along. Now, to set your business policies, head up to your eBay homepage, and then you click here on your name at the top left corner, and then after that, you go to account settings, and then on the left hand side under selling, you will see business policies, and then you click there, and then you will find three main policies types. You will see payment policy, return policy, and shipping policy. These three cover all the essentials to make your listings look good and professional and trustworthy. All right, let's first talk about the payment policy, which is the simplest one to set up. So eBay, for a while now, handles managed payments, which means buyers can pay however they want. Credit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, and eBay processes it all for you. So that's very nice. And to set it up, it's very simple. Just click here and edit like this, and on your payment policy, and then you just give it a name. I'm going to call mine, for example, Payment Policy 2025. And then the description doesn't matter much right now, but what does matter is the checkbox that requires immediate payment when buyers use the buy it now. Always keep this on. You know why? Because it forces buyers to complete the purchase right away instead of reserving your item without paying. Especially if you're dropshipping, this keeps everything smooth and safe. Alright, now I just need to save my payment policy and I'll be good to go with this one like this. Alright, so let's check out the next one, guys. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so that's the payment policy. That's done. Quick, simple, and now you're fully covered when it comes to getting paid. And trust me, there's nothing better than knowing that the money side of things is sorted before you even ship an item. Now, before we jump into returns, let me ask you, are you getting value from this video so far? If yes, hit the like button. It really helps the channel, really helps me here, Zig Analytics. And if you want just to go more straight to the point eBay guides like this one, just make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you're looking to add winning products to your eBay store, you can start using Zig Analytics for just $1 for the first week. Alright, so let's talk about return policy. Alright, the next is return policy. Returns are a huge factor in buyer confidence and search ranking. Start with naming your return policy, just like we did before. So under domestic returns, turn returns on. And I recommend keeping them on because buyers are much more likely to purchase when they feel secure. Think about it from the buyer's perspective. When they see a listing with no returns, a little alarm bell goes off in their head. Even if they love your product, they will hesitate. That's for sure. Now, but when you see that you are open to returns, it removes that risk and it makes it easier for them to commit to the purchase. So choose a returning window depending on the supplier that you're using and what it has to offer you. 30 days is the standard, but offering 60 days can give an edge in search results. Again, it really depends on the supplier that you're using. If your supplier only gives you 30 days, well, you don't want to offer 60 days to your buyers because that puts you at risk of not being able to fulfill your side of the agreement. Now, if your supplier does offer longer terms, well, then taking advantage of that can really set you apart. eBay loves when sellers give buyers more flexibility and they will reward you for it. And then we have to decide who pays for return shipping. Choosing seller pays build trust with buyers, and eBay rewards that by boosting your visibility in search. Free returns work much like free shipping. They remove the friction and make your listing more appealing. In most cases, buyers will choose the option with free returns because it will allow them to get from the seller a free prepaid return label. These days, most major suppliers such as Amazon, Walmart, and even AliExpress provide free return labels, sometimes without even requiring any explanation, as part of their customer service guidelines, which are just improving over time. And because of this, many dropshippers are able to offer free returns as well. And that's why you should check your supplier's returns policies. If they provide free return labels, you might want to offer free returns too, as it can help you rank higher in search results. For those selling their own stock, you will need to evaluate the profitability of each item. If you have a high profit margin, well, it may be worth taking the risk of covering return shipping costs yourself. However, if your margins are low or if the product is custom made or secondhand, offering returns might not be the best option. Next, we have the refund method. Most dropshippers stick with money back, since replacements can be difficult when you don't control stock. But if you're holding your own inventory or running a resale business, offering replacements can be a smart move to save the sale and keep customers happy. Finally, international returns. They open the door to more global sales, but they also come with added costs and risks. If you're just starting out, I recommend keeping it domestic until you're confident. Of course, don't use it if you're using Amazon or any local supplier. If you're using AliExpress, for example, well, you will have to turn on international returns as well. Start small, and then later you can expand once you have, nailed down your supplier's shipping and return process. And once you have made those choices, you just go and click save, and then your return policy is ready. So now the final policy will be the shipping policy. Create a name for it, okay? Just like we did with the other ones. And then under domestic shipping, most sellers use flat, same cost to all buyers. If you are dropshipping, mirror your supplier's shipping options. AliExpress sellers will offer the product in 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the AliExpress seller. Suppliers like Amazon that use Prime as the fulfillment method, for example, well, they provide you with 1 to 2 days shipping, and that's exactly what you have to put in your policy as well. If it's not possible, choose the option that makes the most sense for your business and helps you stay competitive. But always ensure that you can deliver the product within the promised time frame. That's very important. That's like the most important part. And remember that if you commit to 2-day shipping, but the product doesn't arrive until 5 days later, it can negatively affect your on-time shipping rate. Cool. So let's say if you are in a local market, for example, and the buyer has your listing and another one to choose from, and your competitor has a better shipping time, well, your buyer might choose to get the product faster than later if the price and the seller's reputation are the same. Now, a question that has always been on the mind of sellers: should you charge for shipping? My advice is to start with free shipping and roll the cost into your item price if you feel like it's necessary. Buyers prefer it for free, and most importantly, eBay favors listings with free shipping. So make sure you pay attention to that because it's very important. Next, let's set your handling time. If you can ship the same day or within 1 day, do it because it helps you qualify for top-rated seller benefits. And if you're dropshipping, match your supplier's realistic time frame. If you're not sure and you want to play on the safe side, and if you're using Amazon and they say they're going to deliver the product, I don't know, in 1-2 business days, just give 2 or 3 days of handling time instead of 1. So basically, increase 1 or 2 days to the day that your supplier is mentioning. And why, you might ask? Well, because this way you will avoid late shipments and protect your account from unnecessary defects. Mistakes can happen to anyone, and as your daily order volume grows, so does the chance of issues popping up. That's why it's so important to use every tool available to stay on top of things. Play it safe, stay consistent, and then you will keep your store running smoothly even as the workload increases. At the bottom, check the excluded shipping locations. Some areas are risky for delivery or your supplier may not ship there. Exclude them to avoid future issues. Places like Alaska, Hawaii, US, Proctor rolls like APO, FP, and PO boxes, all that stuff, they are a bit risky for sellers. Better safe than sorry in these situations. In this case, I select these ones right here, and that's it. Now, just save your shipping policy, and then we're all finished. All right, that's it, my friends. In just a few minutes, we have built 3 core policies that keep your eBay business running smoothly. Payment, returns, and shipping. Think of these as the foundations of your entire store. Without them, you can't even list products. But when you set them the right way, well, then you're building trust. And trust is what makes buyers click that buy now button with confidence. And the best part is that once you set your policies there in place, they work for you in the background. Every listing you create automatically looks more professional, more reliable, and more attractive to buyers. That's how you start turning casual browsers into consistent sales. All right, so take the time to set up these properly, because once you do, my friends, you're not just prepared to sell, you're prepared to grow. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you next time.